to be in, even if you can't make the playoffs. So Ohio State really don't have much wiggle room. They do need, to win out.
But again, one of my favorite parts about watching Ohio State University play is Masseter's Melon Mobile. You never know which version you're going to see.
It's always a bright spot.
I wonder if it's seedless. It looks like there's seeds. That's pretty disappointing.
Is that a determining factor in your appreciation of watermelon? Seeds or no
Certainly.
seeds?
I'm a big no seeds kind of guy, just because it's too much work.
Fair enough.
Well, one person not afraid of work is Masseter, getting a nice save and then blocking another shot there. Cartar has Moonshine waiting in the wings, and Shiro gets it past both of them. Tyro last back. Shiro, another block. And that pinch from Cartar was quite necessary, and a follow-up hit as well. Very good under pressure.
A lot of space to work with here from OSU coming out of their own half as well. Sure, the gap is closed quickly, but when you've got that kind of time to be able to decide how you want to approach your clears, it usually bodes pretty well. It's Shiro able to dive across and make two good touches to get the ball out of the OSU half.
And the shot coming in, saved by Tyro. Now clear downfield, and there's the time you're talking about. We'll see how Shiro approaches it. See, he had a teammate going for the bump on the backboard, but Tyro was able to battle through and get a piece of that ball. Sleppy will let this go across the goal line. Knew nobody was nearby. Plenty of time yet again. Another solo play that gets shut down.
Good try. I think Shiro there was hoping he could really catch a big piece of that ball. As Masseter again. That dude works magic when he gets the ball on the dribble. Look at this first touch catch. So clean, perfectly controlled, doesn't get too far in front of it, even pulls Moonshine into the challenge, and he's got him beat by a country mile.
Yeah, Moonshine, he was the last back. That catch, it isolated the play. It forced Moonshine into that position. So a good start for the Ohio State University Buckeye Beans. Tyro. Some space. He's got Cartar waiting. And you saw him go for the wave dash, probably low on boost.
Yeah, 0. Just picked up 100 in the corner, so didn't have many options.
Perhaps an option here. Moonshine. Backboard pass, and then Tyro actually hit it off Moonshine, and it bounced off and back in, but Moonshine did the work.
Yeah, you're kind of surprised to see this one get through, especially with Shiro waiting so patiently there on the goal line. You think for sure they're going to be able to get out there and cut off this, real telegraphed pass coming out of the corner. But with how hard and how quick Moonshine got to that first ball, able to actually beat Shiro to it, and Cartar follows up. Masseter recovers and makes 2 saves in a row.
It looked like Cartar was going to have the second, but needed to get more height on that ball. Masseter was waiting on the goal line, but I don't think Cartar realized that Masseter was in that position to get the save because he was hidden by the post. Good bump from Moonshine takes Masseter out of the play. Shiro, light touch to the side. Follow up, gets the ball to Sleppy. Sleppy, light shot. Cartar stretches, ball out to the midfield. Moonshine misses his hit. Masseter, the few touches, gets by one, but Tyro will clear it downfield. Good bounce into the middle. Then even better clear will send it all the way back to Kennesaw State's corner.
I feel like you're also starting to see some adjustments come out from Kennesaw, even here in the middle of game 1. A lot less space being allowed to OSU, and OSU is trying to clear the ball out of the orange half, and it's making it much harder for them to hang on to the ball.
And I guess it makes sense that Carter's name is Carter, not Cartar. Whoops. Shiro will blast this one in and take the lead. Ohio State back on top.
Real nice play here from OSU. They actually worked the ball out of their own half real well. As I was saying, Kennesaw doing a nice job at least, putting that pressure on Ohio State, making them work for that transition, and they actually did a great job passing it back and forth between a couple of them to open up a gap there. Set the ball up real nice for Shiro, and he's able to turn in a big go-ahead goal with about a minute left.
Masseter will miss that. Sleppy a piece of the challenge. Moonshine is going to stay with it. Carter with a help there. Masseter trying to clear it out, but Tyro, some good defense, preventing that clear from coming through. Moonshine up to Carter. Carter back to the middle. Masseter used up a lot of boost for that play. Thought Moonshine was going to go for the double tap. The shot wide from Tyro. That was a golden opportunity. Follow up from Carter, and that fails as well.
It's got to be in for Tyro, and they might actually get beat on transition. It's pretty awkward. Masseter was playing the dunk, and Tyro is certainly going to be frustrated with not being able to turn that one in past the Moonshine. The second chance catches OSU on transition. Sleppy doing his best to get that ball safely to the corner, but just didn't get enough on it.
And that was a beautiful play from Carter. Staying on that ball. The light flick. You saw him even get that first touch that set up the bigger pass, but Sleppy definitely needed to play that a bit quicker. Dangerous ball. Carter streaks to it. Tyro beat as well, but Carter is right there. However, Shiro will get the ball up to Sleppy. Sleppy hits it backwards, and you wonder, will Ohio State University go for this final play? You saw Masseter go for the flick, but we'll still have overtime. Game 1. Ohio State University, the favorite coming into this series, but Kennesaw State in Game 1 is making it difficult.
A good start for him, but they got to stop Shiro with the fake. Top right, sets it up for Sleppy, and into the net. Carter frozen. Just couldn't figure out how to handle it.
Shiro, a hard hit. Moonshine was on empty, running on fumes. Just needed one small pad to be able to get to that ball in time. But I love that play from Shiro. You see him faking out that first defender. And then that second hit as well. That was really where that money was made for Ohio State.
It's all about that timing, you know. And like you said, the fake in and of itself is great to give yourself the opportunity to create a big play, but you still got to execute, and his ability to land with the perfect distance to the car to get that nice pop up to the top of the net is really what seals the deal. And that was a well and truly beautifully executed play from Shiro to get that Game 1 win. And kickoff is dangerous, like you said. No boost for the guy in the net, totally flat-footed. If you get your boost taken away somewhere, or you kind of get caught hovering in places and trying to follow the play, you end up right there.
Yeah, shortly after kickoff, oftentimes you do see players get low on boost, and right off kickoff, we see a quick goal yet again.
Yep, Masseter just able to get this one. It's actually a pretty awkward read for him. I think Tyro just thought that he had a little more time than he really did. I think everyone, including me, was surprised to see Masseter get as much power on that shot as he did. It was just such a weird pass and kind of a weird approach, but he made the adjustment and squared it up.
And it looked like Tyro also maybe could have got it if he double jumped, but saw him accidentally backflip. That ended any chance. Good pinch. We'll send it sailing. Masseter stretches. That pinch that put the ball in an awkward spot for Ohio State. Masseter, though, was still able to get that touch.
Scary one, and I like, as I was alluding to, Kennesaw starting to put more and more pressure on that Ohio State team when they're trying to work out of their own half. Tyro going dead red, denied by Shiro. Pass to Masseter, catches Moonshine going for boost. That is going to be 2-0 Buckeyes.
This was a situation. Carter was trying to make a play, wanted to get it to Moonshine. Masseter, he saw that play coming. It was a bit too telegraphed, and also it was a bit of a hospital ball from Carter.
Yeah.
And Kennesaw State will give one away.
Take what you can get if you're the Buckeyes. Like you said, when you're playing this close, when that 8 wins feels like you in, and that really could come down to that game differential. I mean, you need everything. And Ohio State is more than happy to accept the previous donation.
The 2-goal lead here for Ohio State University. Kennesaw State, they stuck with them Game 1, but they dug themselves an early hole in Game 2. Carter to the corner. Moonshine is there. Tried to get a first touch, but it kicked off his car so far. It just goes to show you, it's a reminder rather of how difficult it is to get those light first touches that set up the play.
And it's also kind of funny because when you see a play like that, there's kind of two options, right? It's either one, yes, you misplayed your first touch and it got away from you, or the team isn't communicating where they are as much as they should be. But Sleppy doesn't have time to worry about that. He doesn't even need teammates as he takes this from the blue corner.
He never jumps in that whole situation until the final play. You see him like a statue, grounded. No one could push it past him, and he was able to get that dish goal. Well done by Sleppy. And now response quickly after kickoff. That'll keep Kennesaw State in it.
That's a real nice one here. That's great understanding from Carter, knowing that ball's floating right back to Tyro. Carter doesn't even waste time thinking about if he wants to jump up to that ball that kind of just popped up in the middle, maybe go for a challenge. He says, nope, I know Tyro's there. I'm just going to make sure I'm in position to catch it. And boy, did he smack that.
He certainly did, and that's the type of pass you want to receive when you're in that situation. Hard hit. So Kennesaw State keep hope alive. Over half the game left to play. Moonshine, though, gave that ball away to Shiro. Shiro, the flick. The miss from Carter.
Sleppy. Oof. You know, you got to give Ohio State a lot of credit. I think they really do understand exactly what Kennesaw State is trying to do with the ball whenever they catch Kennesaw State playing with their back to the ball. You see that player in the midfield really adjust positioning nicely to where the ball is heading next, and that's making some real dangerous chances appear for the Buckeyes.
The Buckeyes, like a spring-loaded something or other, huh? They're ready to pop
box
out.
Cutter.
Box cutter. Good one. Certainly slicing up this Kennesaw State defense so far in game 2. Hero. Backward bounce. Masseter with the low shot. Kennesaw State find themselves just defending. Masseter with a demo on the back line as well. That's why you don't see any shot coming in. Shiro with the fake. The delayed flick, hard bounce off the backward. Wow. Moonshine has no boost.
Neither did Masseter. He was on that side.
Shiro, you got to watch out for him. He has been quite handy in those situations where he's trying to feed his teammates.
Yeah, the previous couple of weeks, it's been Masseter that's had the moneymaker plays on the dribbles. It's today it looks like it's Shiro's day.
Shiro's day indeed. Sleppy will win that 50. Tyro to the middle. Shiro going for the center ball, but Moonshine was the only one there. Moonshine out of boost. Flip cancel, try to get that 50. Good pass over to Moonshine. Moonshine had no boost. Turn, didn't get much of a hit. Does get the demo, but Tiro rushed the hit a bit.
Yeah.
Definitely seemed like he had time to set something up that was a little more intentional, a little more thoughtful, but squandered that opportunity. Now the dunk. Carter will make that save. Final 30 seconds. Time running out for Kennesaw State.
Clear to the side. Shiro, another big block, and boy, you talk about killing time off the clock. That's the name of the game for Ohio right now.
Kennesaw State need to get something right here. Will we see a solo play come through from Tiro? No, he goes for the pass to Carter, and it was the right decision. 5 seconds left on the clock. Maybe Kennesaw State will whip something out.
Wow, Masseter rotating back into the net, missed pretty much every pad. Picked up, one right in front of the net and just took his best hope. Unfortunate.
Oh, we might see it. High in the middle, Masseter will clear it over to the corner. And that'll end it. Ohio State hold on in those final seconds and get the win in game 2. Now moving ahead in the series on match point. Looking for the sweep over Kennesaw State.
Well done for Ohio State, but they show you they're not perfect. But at the same time, you really don't need to be when your opponents are only able to put up 2 shots against you. I think Ohio State really, despite the adjustments that Kennesaw made, when they got Ohio State into their half, they were making them work. to find those clears and get the ball back on offense for the Buckeyes, but every time it felt like they were able to manage it just fine. And also, you combine some real nice shots from Sleppy and a couple of nice dribble plays from Shiro, and you got a recipe for success where you didn't have to work too hard. So it's really on Kennesaw to put even more pressure on Ohio State. But, like you say, that's always that double-edged sword of, can you afford to be more aggressive? Do you have the mechanics, the reading abilities, or just the raw execution?
And the boost as well.
Yeah, the most important factor, the boost.
It's so difficult, or it's risky rather to go for those 0 boost challenges, hope for a good 50. But sometimes that's what you have to do if you're trying to break out of that stranglehold. Kennesaw State, see a 0 boost challenge there from Carter. Does result in this hit out to Tyro, but again, Tyro running out of boost on the tail end of that shot attempt.
You're kidding.
And
wow.
Carter was on empty as well.
He cut out here as he sees that pass going to the middle, and he goes to the left-hand side to pick up the midfield 100 boost pad. So, that pass is thrown into the middle expecting someone to be there for Kennesaw State, and you can understand why neither of them were, but you combine it with a misplaced.
Well, it just goes to show you how desperate that Kennesaw State is for boost. That you would miss position, or Carter would go all the way to the mid boost in that situation where
with
you need to be
coming.
covering that. Yeah, you need to be covering that. So boost desperation does lead to mistakes. I think we're all familiar with that. And off the post from Moonshine, heartbreak for Kennesaw State.
You make a positioning error, and then you set up a great play, and it just pings off the post like that. Definitely frustrating, but you like what you see here from Kennesaw compared to the previous game's offensive output. At least they're trying to make the offense work. They know they need to be more aggressive, but it's close as Tyro just able to get in front of a shot.
Oh, good block from Moonshine as well. Sleppy will have 100 boost. Leaves the corner as well. Masseter are going to benefit from that. Shiro with a miss. Tyro rushes the hit because he saw the net was wide open. And that paid off. It was a perfect placement on that shot as well.
Yeah, Tyro was actually playing the miss all the way there. He knew he had a teammate behind him, and so he's like, you know what? If Shiro misses this, I'm just going to make sure that I'm there, and the risk pays off. Don't even have to worry about the ball getting over his head, leaving your teammate in a one-on-one or a one-on-two or anything like that. Sometimes the other team makes a mistake. Tyro there to capitalize on it.
Moonshine went off the ceiling there, perhaps. Could have done more. And now a quick 1-2 and a save from Carter.
What? How do you even pull that out? That was sick.
I need to see that again, Achieves. That was... It looked like he arrived at the perfect time to get some sort of pinch. But it happened so fast, I didn't even get to really understand what took place.
It's like, when that ball gets hit that hard towards the top of the net and people are rotating back, you think, good luck. But, I mean, either Carter is really lucky or he saw that coming all the way.
Either way, that was a huge save. Kennesaw State preserving the tie. Sleppy going for backboard. Moonshine denying it. Good speed. This kicks off a counterattack. Tyro pops up to Carter. Off the backboard. Shiro will hit it. Tyro stays in the play, and Moonshine didn't think that was going to be going down. Bit of a miscommunication there from Kennesaw State.
Yep. And that actually was really hampered by Shiro's ability to recover after that initial challenge as well. To land on the wall and be able to get that second touch.
Shiro getting a piece of that one as well. Masseter will hit it hard off the sidewall. Sleppy was too far away and low on boost. Couldn't go for it. Still low on boost. Passes off to Shiro. Finally getting the mid boost. Sleppy will be available. Going for the block. Does get it off to the side. Masseter and Carter in a race. Masseter wins the 50. Ball out to Tyro. Shiro, beautiful infield pass, but Sleppy couldn't get a shot on target.
And they might have him on transition, but the dribble takes too long to set up. That's what happens when you don't get that perfect first touch. Moonshine has to take that extra moment. Ends up costing him his life, but Carter fighting for possession in the midfield, supported by Tyro.
Kennesaw State fighting for their series life. Gotta get a win here. Otherwise, it will be a sweep for Ohio State University. Miss from Shiro will leave it out for Masseter. Pop up, Moonshine. Light touch back to Carter. Carter shot! And speaking of finesse, Moonshine with a beauty of a pass.
Wow, beauty of a pass is right. I mean, first you got the challenge initially. You know, that in and of itself was a real delicate matter, but you're thinking Moonshine is just going for the big redirect, you know? It doesn't matter. Off the corner, off the backboard, maybe towards the net. But you're thinking the defense has it all the way, but to have just that feather touch out to the side was just incredible.
It's so fun to watch plays like that as well. You know, the ones that defy expectation. You're sitting there, like you said, expecting that hard hit, and you get that beautiful little touch. But this is going to be dangerous. Tyro will bail out Kennesaw State. Double commit from OSU as well.
That's the other side of the coin. The defying expectation where you bang one towards your own backboard with nobody up there.
You know, there's good and bad expectations. Shiro has to keep this airborne. Master racing to it. Didn't have legs, though. Had to flick it early, and it was an easy save. Kennesaw State stay alive in the series thanks to that wonderful passing play from Moonshine.
And that uptick in offensive output as well. In general, like you say, only a couple of real nice approaches, but none better than Moonshine's setup out to the side for Carter. So very well done, Kennesaw. They make their way back, but now it's on the Buckeyes, make some adjustments of their own and see if they can get that shot column back under 5 like they've really been seeming to have no trouble accomplishing in the previous couple of games. So they let one slip, but that's all right. As long as it doesn't get to game 5, Ohio State should still be feeling pretty good.
I think so. This one's still a 1-goal game. Kennesaw State really had such a good play at the end there to take the lead. You wonder if they've got more like those in them, or if that was their last gasp. Tyro. It's clear, was deflected, but not too bad. We'll be able to stay with it. Ball out to Moonshine. Sleppy. Hard hit towards net. Carter racing back. We've seen him get some big saves. Low on boost now. The pass was good. It's just unfortunate for Kennesaw State that Carter had no boost.
Common theme throughout the series for Kennesaw State. Pass is good. No one there because not a lot of boost. You mentioned that early on in the series. You know, there's things you need: timing, execution, and the boost.
And it's you watch pro players play as well, and CRL players very good. Certainly not pro caliber on most teams, but some strategies that pros have unlocked is that boost preservation. You know, using wave dash at every opportunity, keeping your speed up so that you don't have to boost as much, collecting the small pads. You know, it's a tough thing to do, and it's also not a really glorious thing to train and to master. Yeah,
it's its own sort of fundamental one that can't easily be, tracked or documented, right? Because you can look at, all right, how well do you dribble the ball, do you have half flips down, but you never really think about the boost pathing too much at the top level at this point in the game because it's just so ingrained and that efficiency with which they use it is so valuable.
Ohio State, the shot denied again. Moonshine able to stretch and make the save. 2 minutes gone, still scoreless. Kennesaw State putting up quite a fight. Ohio State was on match point last game, and Kennesaw State was able to fight through, and they're still doing it right now. Caught in their own half. Sleppy, a light shot.
Score that?
Panicky defense. You saw Tyro jump early put him out of position for that save attempt, and Ohio State University will take the lead.
Yeah, I think I actually credit a lot of that goal to Sleppy. I mean, that shot, obviously, sure, is put it towards net, but I don't think he's ever expecting it to actually go in. He can see all the defenders there, but just making sure you get it on frame, pull the defenders out, let Shiro catch the rebound, and he didn't miss that one. He's been missing a couple here and there, and Moonshine's going to get one right back pretty much instantly, a couple of seconds after the kickoff, and Shiro just needed to figure out if he wanted to go up the wall or come down. Chose to came down, and looks like he chose wrong.
And, if we were looking at a pie chart of how many goals in this series were scored after kickoff or shortly after kickoff, I think it's a pretty big chunk. Good infield pass. The shot leaves a little bit to be desired. Carter didn't get the double tap. Masseter finds Sleppy, who hits a long clear. Sleppy blocked by Tyro. Carter, the 50, has it out to Moonshine. Carter, I thought he was going for the demo on Masseter.
Yeah. It's a big stretch as well, because you're wondering how much merit it really plays, because even if that ball bounces off the sidewall, do they have anyone in position? As Sleppy sets one down for Carter, and it'll be a ball back the other way for Kennesaw.
Moonshine. Beat to the ball, low on boost as well. Going to be out of the play for a while. Tyro trying to find Moonshine. Play broken up by Sleppy. Carter will get rid of the ball. Big dunk from Moonshine across the field. Tyro testing the backboard defense. Masseter, a light touch and a follow-up. Put it high. Challenge won by Moonshine, but Shiro will clear it downfield. Carter demoed, but still was able to clear it back. This game has been so back and forth. It continues. The ball deep in the corner. Carter not the greatest hit, but Moonshine will bail him out. Sleppy centers. Tyro, the only one there. And it's been boom ball. Possession not really favoring either side.
Chance here for the Buckeyes, but Sleppy, now they're running into what Kennesaw was struggling with early on in the series, kind of just rushing those approaches to the ball. Not really taking their time, even though it's being given. Pass into the middle for Masseter, and he flips under it. Was maybe a little too close.
Final 30 seconds before yet another overtime. Pass over to Moonshine. Moonshine with a good block. Shiro will steal the corner boost, forcing Moonshine to retreat. Carter comes in. Light tap. The chip shot is easy for Sleppy to block, but the rebound might present an opportunity. Moonshine beating Masseter to the ball. Could be a chance here at 0 seconds for Kennesaw State. No. Shut down by Ohio State University, and we have overtime. 1 goal. And Ohio State University can close it out.
If you're the Buckeyes, you kind of start to feel the sweat building up. Sleppy's got a tough save, and that's a big block. Moonshine's going to be in a rough spot here.
Oh, Moonshine, what a touch. In a precarious spot. And a booming clear. Sleppy gets it over Moonshine's head. Tiro, the center. Now a quick counterattack. Sleppy first touch and a well-timed challenge from Carter.
You can see kind of going to attempt and undercut that ball from Sleppy's perspective to see if he can get the defender to go over. That one's pumped over the head of Moonshine, and again he's got himself in a weird spot as that third man.
Zero boost challenge. Did pretty well. Carter try to get it past Shiro. Shiro, heavy first touch, and Tyro will be able to get that win, but he's low on boost. Moonshine buys some time. Sleppy with a hard hit. Tyro to Carter. Carter shot, and it's in! A boomer! And he wins it for Kennesaw State in overtime.
Carter, another one just smashed into the middle, able to dodge a demo. Masseter was looking for him, and Sleppy try all you might. That one's an absolute rocket, 77 miles an hour. Close, but not enough. Kennesaw State battle back 2 games straight. We're going to game 5.
Wow.
And like you said at the start of overtime, you feel the sweat start to build up. And now you're thinking, oh boy, here we go.
And that was a nice pass. Carter dodged the bump.
Yeah.
And was able to hit that so hard. He thumped that ball. What a finish. So now this situation for Ohio State not looking too good. Jumped out to a 2-game lead now. They are having to fight off the reverse sweep, which is never a situation you want to find yourself in.
Yep. It goes from, I think coming into this, everyone's kind of expectation, this is Ohio State's series to lose, right? It's the better team on paper. You feel like the players just have more going for them in terms of general mechanics. And now you find yourself here in Game 5, you go, heck, this is Kennesaw's game to win.
It hasn't really been Kennesaw State's season. They might be ending it here on a positive note.
Never doubt the power of the spoiler.
Sometimes when you have nothing to lose, that's when your true potential is unlocked. Moonshine. Can't beat Sleppy. Carter will half flip to this. Master testing the backboard. Shiro. Ooh, 2 challenge wins. Tyro, is the net open? Yes, it is. The solo play from Tyro made 2 defenders miss, takes it downfield, and gets the first goal of the game.
And it's that quick second touch as he landed on that sidewall and jumped back down to get it. That's the real dagger in the throat of OSU. Oh, man. Just such a quick turnaround from Tyro. We might get another one here if we can get this one around. Sleppy drills it off the back wall. Excuse me.
They're still not out of harm's way just yet. Shiro. A light touch. Going for a flip reset, looked like. Rebound out to Sleppy. And the saves on the goal line for Kennesaw State have been immaculate.
They're definitely starting to make some real big approaches over on that defensive side. Despite not always having the best follow-up after the save, they have been able to pull a lot of scary approaches out of the net, that's for sure.
Sleppy saw Tyro's solo play, and he does one of his own.
Bobbing and weaving from his own corner, gets over the head of 1, cuts it right through 2, and then Moonshine just trying to give Carter a little extra time to get set on defense as that ball is smashed over his head and into the net. Sleppy, coast to coast.
So we see 2 coast-to-coast solo plays. Tyro to start things out, and now Sleppy. And we're right back to where we started. Sleppy. Love these plays from Sleppy. Bought enough time to have Masseter come in and clear this ball downfield. Carter. Rush to the touch a bit. Masseter, can he get the redirect? Yes, he can. Cherry picks that one for OSU.
So despite this net being open, this is not an easy shot from Masseter. I mean, if you look at that angle from the wall, it's so easy to mistime that approach and either hit it too far left, hit it straight, or even worse, off the backboard. So Masseter actually making sure to get that one inside the goalpost there, real difficult, even though it looked easy.
Not only mechanically, but situationally, the pressure has to be getting to these players. And especially Ohio State.
Oh, no, that was such a great pass. Shiro just couldn't get that ball to go in between the posts.
Well, we're seeing more chances. Sleppy the shot, and it looked like it pinged off 2 players from Kennesaw State before ultimately going out. Carter to Moonshine. Moonshine, 0 boost, but did get the hit that was needed. Masseter, push it downfield. It's a good bounce. Shooting opportunity for Shiro, and he strikes it into the heart of the net.
Shiro. Consistently all series long, putting the ball away when it needs to be done, and that is splitting the gap. 1 player from below him, 1 player off the backboard right in line, and Shiro right in the middle of them.
Ohio State University battling through adversity, really. Shiro, another shot, will test Moonshine. Rebound out, drop past to Masseter. Masseter, his shot blocked by Carter. A miss from Shiro in the corner. That one.
What?
Wow.
The hardest pinch you've ever seen off the back post to just ricochet right back out.
And that was a weird bounce, too.
Yeah, it kicked straight back. Same line, everything.
Left me speechless for a moment. Moonshine has Carter, but the miss. Carter was waiting for that pass. Moonshine wasn't able to come through. Seeing some panicky defense now from Kennesaw State.
A lot of time here for the Buckeyes. Carter sure trying to close the gap, but when you need 2 in a minute, as we've seen earlier in the series, you really got to start throwing caution to the winds and just go for it.
What will Kennesaw State bring out? Final minute of gameplay, down by 2. This is a good chance. Pass to Carter. Carter turned in for the boost. I think he needed to stay in the play. Ventured too far away from the ball. Time wastes away. Still possession for Kennesaw State.
Man, you know, the gears are just slightly out of sync with each other from Kennesaw. A lot of good opportunities in terms of space being allowed, but look, exactly that. Exactly that. They got the door opened, they give the guy the shot, and it just doesn't quite come together. That's been the last 10 seconds.
Stub your foot on the door frame. That's really what happened there. Sleppy is going to secure this game with a counterattack goal. Kennesaw State had so much possession. They had multiple opportunities. But with that, the door is finally closed.
It really was geared up to start turning in their favor there, and they're, I think, going to be very frustrated at how this one slipped away. They know it just came down to execution. This time they had the boost, they had the ball, they had the space, but not the ability to put it away. And Ohio State knock them off in 5.
It was an honorable effort. Kennesaw State, they fight back, but ultimately Ohio State University fend off the reverse sweep and take the win in an exciting Game 5 finish.
And Ohio State not done. Still one more series on their season, but that does put them up at 7-7. Unfortunately, those 2 drop games are only going to make that game differential go to -2, so who knows how the rest of it pans out for them. And Ohio State really going to need something special in that last game of the season, but they get the win here, and that's really the most important.
It was a bit shaky, though. We saw some lovely plays. I'm still thinking back to that Moonshine pass, that finesse pass that he had down to take the lead, and that was just such a good play. And Kennesaw State battling back to even force Game 5. You have to give them a lot of credit.
Yeah, it shows why exactly as Stacks has been really enjoying and getting the real mileage out of it. That's why you play the games, and Kennesaw State showed you why you can't write them off despite not having the world's best record this season.
So Ohio State University, despite the close call, still come out with the win, and our first series of the day is in the books. But we have, for our next series, a treat. It is 2 undefeated teams that we have been hyping up all season long. Akron at 14-0, Northwood at 14-0. One team is going to have a loss on their record, and we're going to find out who it is in the next series. So stay with us through the break. You're not going to want to miss it.